Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss the different stages of induction. The main aim of induction, is to establish a universal real proposition. But in order to do this, we are to pass through several stages. What are the stages? They are definition, observation including analysis and elimination, formation of hypothesis, generalization, verification and conclusion. Now, let me explain all these stages one by one. First stage is definition. What it is? The first stage of definition is to formulate a definition of the subject under consideration. It means what? You are to formulate a definition of the subject under consideration. Actually, the main purpose of formulating a definition or the main purpose of formation of definition is to know the nature of the event in question. While you are trying to make an induction, first thing you are to know the nature of the event in question. When you want to explain any event or fact, means before going to explain it, you should have an idea to what the fact is. You first have to know what is the fact. It is necessary that you should define the fact or event. You should ascertain what the fact is. For example, if you want to know the cause of malarial fever, what you are to do then? First of all, you are to examine its symptoms and determine the definitional characteristics. This is your first step. So, This is the first stage of induction. Second stage is observation, which includes two other stages, analysis and elimination. First, let us see what is observation. Observation is the regulated perception of an object or event. Observation is well regulated perception. It is not, observation is not mere perception, aimless, purposeless, simple perception is not observation. On your way, you can perceive many things without knowing what they are, without any plan, without any purpose, simply perceiving something or mere perception is not observation. It means in case of observation, it is well regulated perception, that is perception of circumstances for a certain definite purpose. Observation is always disciplined and systematic. It is the regulated perception of an object or event. Now, if you want to make an induction, and before making any induction, what you need first? You need the materials on which induction are to be made. Now, observation gives us the materials of induction. I repeat, observation gives us the materials of induction. Again, when we are going to investigate the phenomena, one thing is very much necessary to observe, that is to know the circumstances which are associated with the events. Means, when you want to know the cause of something, some event, because every event must have a cause. To know the cause of the event, you are to know the circumstances also which are associated with the events. and here the circumstances are to be noted, are to be examined very carefully. You cannot do that in a haphazard way. You are to be very careful and with a definite plan or purpose, you are to observe the circumstances. So, observation is for definite plan or definite purpose. Now, as observation is undertaken for a definite purpose, so necessarily it involves two more things, their analysis and elimination. So, observation or in case of observation, two more things we need, these are analysis and elimination. So, next point is analysis. What it is? Analysis means breaking up the complex facts into its component factors. My dear students, there is a relation between whole and a part. If you want to get something as a whole, you are to get it through parts. If you want to make an universal proposition, all men are mortal, you are to go through particular propositions. If you want to make a table, a full table, first you need it parts together. So, if you want to get something total as a whole, you get it through parts. Likewise, facts what we observed in nature are complex in character. Now, this complex fact or fact as a whole is composed of different or various components. So, analysis helps us to breaking up the complex fact into its component factors. Facts in nature, as they are complex, analysis divide or breaks the complex facts into its component factors, so that you can understand the total fact easily. Now, among these component factors with which a fact is composed, some are essential factors and some are accidental factors. Now, suppose you want to investigate an event or fact which is complex in nature. Here, many components work. Out of all these component factors, some are necessary, essential, relevant, some are accidental, irrelevant. For example, in observing some patients, suppose those who are suffering from the malarial fever, now in order to find out the real cause of malarial fever, you have to eliminate certain circumstances as the height of the patient, complexion of the patient, hair color of the patient, because these are irrelevant, accidental and not essential circumstances. You have to eliminate them, and other factors you have to consider, rather the relevant circumstances, like the food patients took before the attack of the fever, or the environment in which patients live, etc. And these are relevant circumstances, essential circumstances, because these are relevant to our enquiry and these are necessary. So, next stage we are getting is elimination. So, what elimination means? What does it mean? Elimination means exclusion or rejection of accidental and irrelevant circumstances as distinguished from essential circumstances which point to a causal connection. And to eliminate these irrelevant or accidental circumstances and to keep the relevant and essential circumstances, our analysis helps us to do that. So, analysis and elimination, these two processes are closely related to observation. Next, formation of hypothesis. Our next stage of induction is formation of hypothesis. What does it mean? Hypothesis means provisional supposition. Hypothesis means provisional supposition which we need in order to explain some facts or phenomenon. In that stage, we frame hypothesis or supposition to know what the cause of the phenomenon may be. My dear student, if you want to know the cause of an event, because every event must have a cause and man is curious, so always men want to know if something happened, what is the cause. But every event or definite event has a definite cause, but it is not always possible to find out the definite cause of a definite event directly. It is not possible. You have to investigate before you find the definite cause of an event. So, here first thing we need is supposition or hypothesis. If something or if anything happened and you want to know the reason, first you think, you suppose that what is the cause? It may be the cause, this may be the cause, that may be the cause. You are not sure. You are supposing, and after different stages of investigation, with the help of your supposition, you will be able to understand the real cause of an event. So, for today, let me finish here. In my next class, I will start from formation of hypothesis and I will give you example. Thank you.